How to structure any case in 2 minutes. And that's right, just 2 minutes. That's all top 1% candidates need to build a framework that handles any case. Not because they're geniuses, not because they've memorized tons of frameworks, but because they follow a system. I'm Ashwin here, a former Bain manager turned coach, and I've helped hundreds of clients land top-tier consulting offers. And the system that I'm going to share today will double your chances to landing a top-tier consulting offer. Now, this is how average candidates structure cases. They panic first, then they draw these random buckets, and then they hope that something sticks. Now, let me tell you how the top 1% candidates do it. First, they're calm, they're methodical. They craft a logic that is bulletproof. Now, the difference here between the average candidate and the top 1% candidate who lands offers is the top 1% don't create these random buckets and sub-buckets. They are creating case structures by deriving logically from first principles. Before touching pen to paper, the top 1% log down these 4 things, and they do it by asking relevant clarifying questions. 1, the real question, not what you heard. What is the client actually asking? What is the key question? What is the core question? 2, the success metric. How does the client measure winning? What does success mean for the client? What is the metric that he's after? Is it customer satisfaction? Is it increase in market share? Is it increase in profits? What is the success metric? 3 is the target. What specific target level equals success? What specific number equals achievement? For example, if the success metric is revenue growth, what is the revenue target? 4, the business model. How does the client actually make money? How does the client actually operate? If you skip these clarifying questions, your logic will be weak. Your conceptual thinking will be weak. Now, this is how top 1% candidates structure. Part 1, the first 20 seconds, they build the logic backbone. So for example, for decision cases such as should we launch this new product, should we acquire this target company, they would start with understanding for this decision to be a yes, what criteria must be true. For diagnostic questions such as why are my profits down, why are our customer delivery times up, they will start with diagnosing what could be causing this problem. What is the key problem driver here? For ideation cases such as grow revenue, increase productivity, they will start with what drives the outcome we want. What is the key focus metric? So first they focus on the logic, then they go into details. So they focus on crafting the first key branches, the top level branches, right? For a decision case, it will be the key criteria. For a diagnostic case, it will be how do I break down the key code metric to isolate the quantitative problem driver. For ideation case, it will be what are my key main drivers that I can break down my code metric into. So always logic first, details later. Top 1% don't dive into branches and sub-branches yet. They first try to get the main logic right. They first try to get, is it a decision case? Is it a diagnostic case? Is it a ideation case? And what are the key first level drivers? That's part 1 for you. Part 2, next 90 seconds. Now, what they will do is that they will flesh out each of their main branches. So for each branch, ask what specifically would I need to verify? 80-20, don't map everything. Map what matters. So if it's a decision question, map what matters for the decision. If it's a diagnostic question, map what matters or what could be the problem driver here. If it's an ideation question, map what drives that core metric. So after 90 seconds, what we will have is 3 to 4 main branches or main drivers and 2 to 4 sub points under each. So totally you have now 9 to 12 analytical points, 9 to 12 areas of investigation. Then you come to part 3. Part 3, that final 10 seconds, you devote to priority and sequencing. Most candidates, what they will do is that they'll present these flat structures. Top 1%, they show judgment. They understand that impact times urgency is priority. While all 3 matters, I'll prioritize financial viability because if that is not positive, I don't need to look at capabilities and risks. Now that statement alone, that shows business judgment. That's what partners are looking for. How you present your structure, how you verbalize and explain your approach matters as much as what you present. Never stop practicing the verbalization and explanation of your approach. Now let's recap the three-part formula. Part 1, build the logic bone, right? Build the main branches. That's 20 seconds. Part 2 is flush out each main branch. You spend 90 seconds of your time there, right? Flush out what are those analytical areas of investigation to assess whether those main criteria is being met or what could drive those main key levers. Part 3 is priority and sequencing. This is how you say where would you prioritize first and why. So crisp, clear and confident structure in under 2 minutes. That's all you need with the system. First, the logic backbone. Second, the logic details. Third, priority and sequencing. Now practice this 3-part system until it gets automatic. Your case structures will surpass 90% of candidates almost immediately. What's your biggest case structure challenge? Comment below.